the X-Key Air, and it's completely wireless. It uses Bluetooth MIDI, and it rocks.
One thing that's a concern among musicians using wireless technology is the idea of latency. I find that using the X-Key Air and Bluetooth MIDI has provided some really great results, and I've had no problem just flying on the keyboard. And that's one of the things I like about the X-Key. I find it to be very quick and very responsive.
Hello, X-Key Air users. I'm here on tour in Germany, Jim Gilmore from Saga, and I'm using 3 X-Key Airs. And some people have been worried about latency problems with these X-Key Airs, but as you can see, there's no problem at all.
Hello everybody, we are CME and welcome to this 3rd edition of REAP. I hope you all are able to join. We had some problems with the start, but that happens when you go live. During CME Live REAP, we invite guests from all over the world to share their passion for music and technology. That's why it's called REAP. It stands for Remote Events and Advanced Productions. Today is a very special edition. We have invited some special artists to play live music. And today's focus is on keys. And we have some really great remote concerts prepared for you. Besides this, we will go into the deep with the leading music technology company, Studiologic, about the future of MIDI controlling and live concert keys. It's also today that we will launch the official pre-sale of WD Master. You can see it in this scroller below. So stay tuned for the discount codes, and I will provide all the details at the end of this broadcast. So I hope you are all able to join us live or watch the replay. I kindly ask you to participate in this broadcast. So as you know, we do live concerts, so you can applaud for the artist and the speakers, slightly different than in real life. What we do here live on Facebook or on YouTube is you can use the emojis to show your appreciation for the music and the tech talk. So I would invite you to try it, show that you're here with some likes and with some love emojis. Also, very important, you are welcome to drop any questions and comments in the live chat. Our team is ready to answer them now, or if you're doing this in the replay later. When you're watching this broadcast in the replay on Facebook or YouTube, do not hesitate to ask any questions either. We are highly interested in your thoughts, ideas, and concerns, especially when it comes to MIDI and the WD Master, and we will always answer them accordingly. Today, let's move over to the nice part. We've invited an artist that moves easily from his piano, his Yamaha CP70, to vintage synths like the Moog Model D, the Yamaha DX7, the Roland Juno 60, and this very special Polymoog. In his studio, there's also place for Sequential Prophets by Dave Smith, of course. The man that has been the driving force behind MIDI since the 70s, which, by the way, turned 70 last Friday. So I think as music tech enthusiasts, sorry, I think we should thank Dave Smith today and applaud for him by sharing some likes and loves. You can do that right now. So thank you, Dave Smith, and thank you for your contribution to MIDI. That said, today I'm delighted to have on board with us SHOOK. SHOOK is an independent artist, producer, composer, and already delivered 5 studio albums. His song Milestones was featured in the Netflix series Better Call Saul, and his song You Were Bigger Than Life reached millions of listeners in the US, especially through Pandora and SiriusXM. SHOOK is known in daily life as Jasper Wijnands, and his studio is not far away from where I live in the Netherlands, by the way. So when you scroll through his Instagram account, you will find a fascinating collection of live jams. The variety in his sounds is amazing, so I recommend to go to his Instagram. It goes from funky synths to intimate piano concerts, and also a lot of impressive synthwave and sound design. So I'm adding now Jasper, aka SHOOK, to here we go. And there we go.
Oh, ik zie me. Hey, hello. Hello.
Hello, SHOOK.
That's
Welcome.
my room.
Let me see. Thank you for being here, Jasper. Thank you
Well,
for being here, SHOOK.
Thank you for inviting me, Thomas.
So
Very
I
nice.
will take this time to show your Instagram account, because it's amazing to scroll through it with all the live jams and the high variety of music you produce. So I've been listening to your albums as well, and it's so different. So that's really cool.
Thank you.
Let me finalize the introduction. It's amazing
big
to
introduction. It's very
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
It's amazing to see this fine mixture of live jams and a total dedication to the do-it-yourself culture. Recently, you've been working on commission-based for China productions and US.
Yep.
So today you're live with us, so it's our honor, live from the Netherlands,
Thank you.
with the live piano concert at CME Reap. So I would ask everybody to give SHOOK a warm welcome by digitally applauding with likes and loves. So Jasper, I will give you the full screen, and you can introduce what you're going to play today.
Okay.
And
all right.
so
Well, I actually thought about two songs, if that's okay. Or I'm gonna play a song called "Wind on the Water." It's from my album Bicycle Ride. It was very much inspired by nature and being outside, and I thought it's maybe a good time to play something like that because we're all isolated. So I hope you all enjoy it, and well, thank you all for joining in. Let's go. Oh.
Thank you, Shook. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, that CP70, that just sounds perfect, man.
That
I
sounds very, very nice. Yeah.
I hope
I'm very lucky.
all the viewers enjoyed it as much as I did.
I
I
hope
have
so.
to tell something technical, that the broadcast system, there went something wrong when we went live. So
Okay.
it's not broadcasting in the post we already prepared a week ago. So we just restarted. So this things that happen when you
I
go
hope it
live.
wasn't muted though. Was it muted when I was playing live?
Well, I heard it loud and clear, so
Okay.
at least I'm happy.
Hopefully everybody at home heard it.
Yeah. I see some remarks. So in the live chat from Marsha, that she says it was awesome. So that's good.
Yeah, thank you,
Um,
Marcia.
so yeah, I think people who liked it can show some likes for Shook. Thank you very much for joining us and taking the time to play your music with us. So we will have some more music in this live show. But first, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, Jasper. Just a little talk about your career gear and the current direction you have. So, welcome to our show. Welcome to Reap. So it's really an honor to have you on board with us today. So let me go to first question. So while I was researching your work, I noticed you released a single, Sunburst, on Spotify Friday.
Friday, yeah.
And also noticed a full Lost Tracks EP on Bandcamp.
Yeah, that's
So
correct. Yeah.
can you tell our viewers how you adopted your release schedule and what did you did and had it to do something with the coronavirus and how you involved Bandcamp, Spotify? So can you share some insights on how this works for you?
Well, I mean, everybody is, this is a crisis. It's everybody's isolated, and I just want to, to try to give something to my fans and who are very cool and dedicated, and they're just awesome. And I already had this planned for myself to release an unreleased album or EP, and I think this was the first edition. So I compiled 5 tracks from my previous albums that weren't on the album, and I released them through Bandcamp, and well, eventually it's going to be on Spotify. But I already had this idea, but I wanted to. I mean, you can really feel the effects now too in the music industry that that people are streaming less, and you also have to try to keep up and survive. Everybody, has to survive in this world, and I try to really connect with what I can do at this moment now. So I just thought I'm just gonna get it out there and try to give something back to the fans.
Okay, so I wanted to take a step back because I forgot to ask. Maybe because something went wrong in the beginning with the broadcasting. So, which songs did you play?
Oh, that song you just heard was the first song was "Wind on the Water," and the second song was "Changing Wind." They both are inspired by the nature, and really to feel the warmth of the sun, and get very really inspired by nature. And because we're now also isolated, I thought it was the perfect song to play, because I hopefully, well, I always play music and to keep myself calm, and I just hope that my music can make the listeners calm too, so, and my fans. So that's
Okay.
the reason I chose these songs.
Yeah, yeah, especially on piano, then they sound really awesome. I recommend everybody to follow the link I just shared, the bit.ly slash play shook, so you can listen to the studio versions of these songs, which are the same songs, only in a different jacket, you know.
Yeah,
So uh,
different jacket.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's maybe weird thing to say. So, but I love your approach, man, and thank you for sharing that, and
Thank
thank
you
you
for.
for bringing your music with these intentions to your fans. So my next question will be about your live jams on Instagram, because I'm following them for a long time now, and I've noticed a wide variety of synths, instruments, and styles. So while scrolling through your feed, can you tell us a bit more about those synths and how you integrate them in your live jams and in your studio albums?
Well, it's just like I said. I mean, I've been posting more live jams and studio jams at the moment, because I just want to connect with my fans and give them, like, maybe inspire them, or make them dance, or that they I really want to inspire people so that they can maybe do live jams themselves as well. Recently, I made a jam which people can download and then jam on top of it, so people can stay creative and stay positive during these weird times. So I'm trying to do more on Instagram, because I really have a personal contact with some of the fans there, and it's just really cool to connect with everybody there, and yeah, it's really important, I think, for me.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sharing the IG or Instagram account,
I,
so
oh,
search it. Yeah, it's something there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Really good. You're really good at this.
oh,
So
magic.
let me go over to the last questions I have. The last question I have for you.
Okay.
It's a bit trying to connect you with CME and the WD Master and stuff like that. So I know you're preparing a mini tour in China in August. So what do you think of the WD Master and the use of MIDI controllers and proper stage piano from brands like Studiologic
Yeah.
for your tour? Can you give some insights on what your thoughts are on this?
Well, I'm still in the progress of creating the live set. The tour was postponed because of the coronavirus, obviously. But I'm still figuring out, like, ways to use, for instance, the WD Master, it's called, yes, from CME, and I'm just trying to like minimize my setup because I have a lot of analog synths over here, and I just can't bring them all with me because I tour alone while I tour with Juliet. She's here actually.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I try to minimize my setup, and working with something like a wireless MIDI connection would be, well, would be pretty useful for me. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of ways I can use that. I mean, I read that it also can connect with drum computers, and so maybe I trigger like the everything live through MIDI, and so that or maybe just virtual instruments with a laptop and stuff like that, and also to use the wireless function to go with a guitar or something. That would be pretty cool. That would
Uh,
be pretty funky. So
yeah. I
maybe
hope you
something like
saw.
that.
So you have to watch the previous broadcast of Reapy, and you can see the really or the
Yeah,
wireless technology
yeah, I
with
saw
a
it in the
guitar.
intro videos. Yeah, he's using the wireless technology. And I also saw the funny video of Cao, who's going to join us later here, who, who was demonstrating the MIDI functions and the wireless connections for, like, I don't know, like 30 meters or 40 meters or something. So you can actually go, yeah, you can basically jam with the crowd if you want to.
Yes.
Just
Yes,
go, yeah, that's pretty cool.
currently we can get to at least 20 meters. So this is without obstacles. It's with Bluetooth 5.
That's great.
So, but we are still optimizing the firmware, so it only gets better. But we did the XKR in 2015, and we got a secure 10 meters, and now we can at least double it. So
Okay.
this is really a leap in technology we are offering here.
And
So
it's also, yeah, that's great. That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you can dance with your audience while playing.
Yes.
So thank you very much. It's a bit harsh in this live broadcast that I move you away now, but I want to thank you
that's all
very much for joining us and playing your
Thank
songs
you.
with us. And I advise all our viewers to visit his Instagram. I can show it one more time. Here it is. And it's filled with vintage synths, remote concerts, and especially the recordings with you. And as you mentioned with Juliet, those songs really deserve the audience. So
She also wants to wave at the audience if that's
okay,
possible.
well, let's do that and then wrap it up.
Bye.
All right, thank you for joining.
Thank you guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
So I hope you enjoyed it. Next, we go to our second guest. It's also a bit different approach than we planned to do, but we will move to a very special guest on our show. Besides being a talented composer and having a track record of over 40 years as a renowned jazz musician, he's also billed as one of the best European performers on the jazz organ. Also, he has been the youngest European official Hammond demonstrator. For over 35 years, he has also been holding the position of vice president and musical director at General Music. This company has an impressive legacy of musical instruments called GEM, GEM, and various studio equipment series called LEM, LEM, and of course the Elka. Famous for their keyboards, organs, synths, and also amplifier products. I will add Gianni, Giudici to the screen. So he's now also here, and we plugged in his sound from his stage piano, from his piano directly in. So I will proceed with introducing him properly. So, and I will also introduce the Studiologic brand. So bear with me. I'm going to work with 3 screens now. So since 2010, he has been the brand manager and music director of Studiologic, and has been highly involved in the development of the Numa digital piano series and of course the SL keyboards line. I'm honored to introduce to you today Gianni Giudici in my best Italian. Gianni, welcome to this live broadcast. So you're now here. So we are ensured you have the best audio quality as your Numa is directly plugged in over through audio over USB. After this, Gianni will join us in the tech talk about MIDI and the concert keys. So now we'll move over and introduce what Gianni is going to play. So pretend I'm Gianni for a while. Our instruments of the Numa Compact line do pack many sounds and features in a very small, light, portable, and self-amplified case. You will hear the Numa Compact 2X sound directly in digital format, thanks to the audio over USB feature that we have since long time, and it is a perfect tool for today's music. Considering the many available sounds, the risk of a short music performance is to make it too complex. I agree. Or over-arranged and orchestrated. That's why I will play a song that I wrote, changing very few sounds within the hundreds or possible thousands available combinations, like I would do in a live performance. Something that I learned a long time ago is to use the sounds thinking like the musician who played the original instrument, a piano like a pianist, an organ like an organist, since they are very different instruments, you know. Thinking to be a guitar player when using a guitar sounds, and so on and so on, as I do when arranging a tune or a soundtrack. So this was the proper introduction for Gianni Giudici, who will perform now on Studiologic, and I will move away, and it's time for Gianni to play. Thank you, Gianni. Give him a warm applause to the emojis. We'll give you some time to switch to your microphone setup, and also take the time to add our next guest to the live stream. So we will move over to some serious tech talk. Please allow me to arrange this properly. Welcome Gianni, welcome
Ciao.
Marco Ragni.
Ciao.
Marco is the CEO of Patar and Studiologic. Marco has led this Italian family company since 2007. He undertakes important R&D activity for new technologies of keyboard mechanisms and development of the Studiologic brand, which we're going to talk about today. So today we will talk about the latest additions to the Studiologic product lines and what is the current focus of the company concerning future developments and innovation. Hello, Marco. Many thanks for joining us today. It's an honor to have you here live at REAP. Same goes for Gianni, of course. I will give Gianni also a name tag. Here you go. So let's open up this tech talk and make the connection to today's performance by SHOOK. I was discussing with him, and as mentioned in the last question I had with him, the Studiologic Numa compact line and the SL keyboard controllers, and also the SL mixed phase module in relation to his live tour. We thought these products would be great for him while on tour. Can you tell us briefly about these products and your ideas behind it?
All right, thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me at this event. It is really an honor to be here. And I also want to thank the musicians before, to SHOOK and Gianni, that I enjoyed very much their music. It was very emotional. Our latest lines, as you said, we're talking about the Numa Compact 2 and the 2X, which Gianni performed with the Numa Compact 2X before. We consider this line as a, let me say, toolkit for new musicians, for beginners, starting from beginners and also professional musicians. They can find everything they need in this instrument, and still the instrument is very portable and very powerful at the same time. We heard already many sounds that Gianni played before, and many others is in the keyboard. And we had recently a sound manager through the. And thanks to the software, we can release a new sound, and you can add a new sound to the keyboard. So it's a kind of renew the keyboard any times. Which give a never-ending life to that instrument.
Makes it a dynamic solution which evolves as long as the sounds evolve. Yeah, I understand that.
Right.
So do you want to share more about the products?
Let's say, yeah, Gianni, well, maybe you can help me.
Well, our philosophy is quite simple. We don't want to give small features to small products and big features to big products. This is not our intention. Our intention is to always try to give the best we can. And the difference in the products mainly is the dimension, the weight, the price range, the cabinet, but the quality is our task in any case, okay? And so it's a matter of fact, this small keyboard here that is only 6 kilos. Sometimes when I hook it on a big PS system, sometimes I also be surprised by the big sound that I get from this small instrument. And as Marco said, the piano sound that I was using before was not a factory sound, was not a sound that normally is installed, but it's a brand new Steinway D grand piano that we sampled from the scratch, from the beginning, with 8 microphones. And just to give you an idea, I don't want to make it long, but Marco designed a special machine to make me able to sample up to 10 different dynamic levels in a piano with a laser-controlled finger, laser-controlled mechanical finger. And this is a very interesting cooperation, and I'm very, very happy about this thing that is going on between us since 2010. Also, all our sounds are for free, and you can reorganize your sound setup, but you always keep the factory sound inside. You don't have to delete anything. There is a factory memory and a user sound memory separate. But if you like this new piano sound, you can take it and put it on the top of the list, and it becomes your main first piano sound. So we are creating sounds. Actually, I just made 1.5 gigs of new sounds for the new products. And so we're very happy. And another thing that we are trying to do is to make a mix between MIDI controllers and musical instruments. in the sense that this is a musical instrument, but it's also a MIDI controller. It has two zones. It works via USB. You can connect it, with the control keyboards and so on. So this difference between musical instrument and keyboard controller, for us, is less and less important. Considering.
And let me add that we are trying to do this and to approach everything that all this complexity and funny things that Gianni mentioned, and try to bring to the user with the easiest way, with the simplicity, as much as possible.
Exactly.
So, and even to talk a little bit about our SL controller line.
Was my next question.
Right. Our goal was to bring a MIDI controller keyboard, the most simplest possible approach. Especially if we have in mind our user, they want to use a MIDI controller. First of all, they want a very good keyboard action. And so they want to connect to their system this keyboard and start to play, instead to learn how to programming, how to work on it. So, and what we are see in the picture is our SL controller surface, SL mix face, we call it. And this is what you can add to our keyboard controller line to get more features and more way to control the software instrument or even hardware instrument as well.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing these insights with us. So I wanted to take it to next level. I'm really curious what the future of Studiologic will bring us. So I'm aware that you will not share any new products or products that are under development with us, but okay. So I will advise our viewers to follow Studiologic online and visit the website. So the links have been shared. So what I want to do now is to add our CEO, Cao Yichan, to this conversation. Let me see if I can find him here. And I think there will be Cao in a few seconds. There he is. Hello, Cao.
Hello, Marco. Hello, Gianni.
Good to see you.
I thought it would be nice to make the connection between Studiologic and CME, to have a brief and open talk about combining technologies and products. So, Cao, maybe you can kick this off.
Yeah.
And one thing for the viewers, if they have questions along the way, they can share it in the live feed, in the live chat, and we can do a little Q&A with the audience after this little brainstorm together, okay?
Yeah. Hello, dear Marco and Gianni again.
Hello, Cao.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us this live show.
It's an honor.
In this special way, we don't need to wait until the next music show to meet each other.
Right.
We meet on the cloud. That is awesome. So actually, CME and Fata were longtime partners. So 20 years before Nawana, I still managed the Central Music Company. So we already distribute Studiologic in China. So, and I met Marco every year several times at the NAM or Music Mass or Music China. But always one of the most interesting topic we talked was the technology trend and the new product concept. So, for example, last October in Shanghai, we had a dinner together with Marco and Fabrica. We already talked about the witty ideas together. So from my point of view, all the synthesizer and the MIDI controllers evolved from a MIDI DIN connector to the USB in the past 20 years. And now is the next 10 years is a new big step will be the wireless MIDI. So in this trend is similar like a phone. Before we use a corded phone, and then it's a cordless phone. And now it's a mobile phone. It's indispensable. So everyone has it. So think about that. The user experience, I predict very likely the wireless MIDI transmission will be a basic feature for all the MIDI devices in the near future. So let me ask, dear Marco and Gianni. So based on your Bluetooth MIDI experience from your new product, SL Mix Phase, how do you see this trend? Can you give me some idea or some feelings? What do you think?
Well, I think, as you said, the user experience and the simplify and simplicity, from my point of view, is the main topics we all manufacturers we should work on it, and the try we are doing. Studiologic with our SL Mix Phase or CME with the new coming WIDI is in this case to try to simplify connection, and this is what the user they need because user most of the time or always, let's say, they are musicians and they are artists. They don't want to be technicians most of the time, and so as manufacturer we must put all our efforts to make their life much more easy than what it is now.
So I fully agree.
And so
I think we can do many things together for that direction.
In our experience with Bluetooth, we implemented the Bluetooth connection or MIDI Bluetooth connection in our SL Mix Phase, and we open many new use cases. For instance, you can connect the SL Mix Phase to the computer, and you can control the software, the instrument, or you can connect by cable, but let's say I think we can see an interaction between SL Mix Phase and the new WIDI interface, because until now, for Mix Phase at least, it's not possible to control any hardware by Bluetooth.
Yes.
So let's think about to connect the WIDI into a hardware machine. Old school machine, and using Mix Phase, for instance, to control it, it would be fantastic, I think.
Yes, that's be great. But let's discuss that later together.
Privately.
Privately, okay. So Thomas,
do you want to add something, Gianni?
Yeah, just a couple of words. I think that the two key words that we all have to work are two for the customers is latency and reliability. People is concerned till today about the magic latency word. Everybody's talking about latency, but very few people knows what he's talking about. And reliability. Latency, I don't think is a problem anymore, and it was a problem till some times ago. And this is very easy to convince the customer, because they try and they see there is no latency. I saw a video from you and focused on this part. And then is reliability. Reliability, I think, is going to take some little time for live use, because today Bluetooth it's very used by everybody in studio use, but in live use maybe they are still a little bit afraid of the reliability. But once this has been overcome, then it's an open way. I think will be a standard. And,
thank you very much.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, actually, we are using the Bluetooth 5 technology during our test. The reliability is much better than before. So in the Bluetooth standard, they already improved this part a lot. Because this is a big organization, the Bluetooth organization, so they take care of this part. So as a music industry, we are much smaller than the consumer electronic industry.
Of course.
Yeah, so they already consider that. But for sure, as a music manufacturer, we can also work together to improve this part a lot.
Let me say, we should be proud, and we don't want to be like a consumer product industry. We are music industry. We have much more passion, and we much more artistic way.
No, but
than consumer.
Yeah.
there is a very specific musical reason that if you have a little dropout in a normal use of Bluetooth, not musical, not live,
Yeah.
nobody cares. But if you have
Yeah.
even a little dropout in a musical live environment, then everybody can say, "Wow!" So
Yes.
I think we are more demanding. Our word is more demanding than others because they don't need real-time reliability. We need real-time reliability, which is something a little different.
So that's why I think Media Association, all the engineers, all the manufacturers work together to pick up the high technology from the Bluetooth organization and build Bluetooth MIDI standards for worldwide musicians. That's very important.
Just to give you an example, the last thing I can, as an example, we have a big festival in Italy called Sanremo Music Festival. It's the biggest we have, and today computer no wireless. Why normally connected computers are very reliable. However, everything based on computers in that big festival is made 2 or 3 times. So they have 2 or 3 backup systems working in parallel because they are afraid of something happens, and they spend 3 times the same money for all the equipment because they don't want to rely on only one. And they use wires even today.
Yes.
So
I fully understand. Yeah.
So
for such big.
Yeah.
Exactly. Please.
So we need to convince the people with facts and not with words. That's it.
Yeah, I think for such big event, anyway, you need some protection or backup system.
Of course.
But for the daily use, for small concert or small stage, it's totally no problem. Yeah. And also the technology is evolving every year. They are very fast. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Cool.
I wanted to go to the next part of the live broadcast about live stuff going wrong. There went something wrong when we started this live broadcast. So these things happen, it makes us human.
Yeah.
And
that's why it was the second one. So
I
was the second one.
I had to restart it because the connection with Facebook was lost, and now we're not broadcasting in the post we have prepared 1 week ago.
This is a good example of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but we still are live, and we still had a great discussion. So I wanted to thank you, Marco Ragni and Gianni Giudici from Studiologic. Thank you, Cao Yichan. It's a bit harsh, but I will move you out of the screen and take it for myself.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, well, thank you. It was great. Great to have some insight with 2 companies discussing the future of MIDI and stage products. So I think we have to give Marco, Gianni, and Cao a warm digital applause through the emojis. Show them some love and appreciation. So from my bottom of my heart, thank you. And it was an honor to have you on board and have this inside industry talk. So I think we are almost close to the end, but there's one really important part. So I wanted to thank our musicians and our guests for joining today for this insightful 3rd episode of REAP. So what I wanted to do first is to show you a video we've made. As you know, WD Master will launch his pre-order today. So that's why we prepared a little video with our prototypes, and I'm adding it to the screen right now. So, and then I wanted to show you some of our tests we've conducted in the last week with our prototypes. And then I will come back with some great content for you. So stay with us and watch the WD Master in action. All right. So, what did you think of that? I wanted to ask my colleagues to start sharing the links, and I will place on this very special crawler at the bottom of our screen, because today is also the official launch of the pre-sale of WIDI Master. WIDI Master is a virtual MIDI cable. It allows you to connect two MIDI devices without wires, without computers. It's now possible to easily pair two pieces of hardware synths, or your iPad with your stage piano, or your Bluetooth MIDI controller with your hardware. You can move freely on stage with your guitar and connect it to hardware at the side of the stage. It's also perfectly fits the Akai EWI MIDI wind instruments range. So WIDI Master implements Bluetooth 5 that reduces latency and increases the reach massively. We've shared some tests in our previous broadcast, and today we shared some new tests as well. Also, we've added, I think, a number of 10 blog posts that explain everything from the concept to the first ideas to our interaction with you, to fine-tune the design and improve it and adjust it to the needs. So that's why I'm really happy to announce the start and the launch of the pre-sale of WIDI Master. We did do a pre-sale at the beginning of March for our Inside community. We invited most dedicated members of the Bluetooth MIDI community. This pre-sale already sold over 1,000 units. That was even beyond my wildest dreams and expectations. So today, now, we open up for pre-orders once more. You can visit our store now and pre-order your WIDI Master. And I will share with you the special coupon code you can use to ensure you get the $30 discount. So it's at the right side of my screen. And I will ask my colleagues, or I will do it myself, to share the complete link here with the code in the live chat. So please visit our website and start your ordering. It's limited to 1,000 pieces. We expect to deliver by the end of May. You can order worldwide. We will charge a flat shipping fee of $9.99 minimum and maximum $14.99. It of course depends where you are located. Of course, yes, we are a commercial company. You can order as many units as you like for the same discount within the same flat fee for shipping. So if you have a Bluetooth device like a MIDI controller or an iPhone, you can purchase one MIDI Master to connect it, for instance, to your hardware synth. If you want to connect two pieces of hardware, you can purchase multiple units. You can, of course, if you have a more complex setup, you are free to order as many units as you like. When you still have questions or doubts or concerns or ideas or anything that pops up in your mind, feel free to ask them in the comments on Facebook, YouTube, on our website. We are really happy to answer them. Also, visit our blog, because a lot of the questions and the FAQs are explained there. At least we are really confident what we will deliver with WIDI Master. It's a giant step forward in Bluetooth MIDI. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our community for sharing their ideas, comments, and requests. It really moved us and the development forward of WIDI Master. it allowed us to deliver a better product. So please keep sharing your thoughts and your ideas, because without you, all this doesn't really make sense. So thank you very much. I've shared the link in the live feed, so you can now go to our website. You gotta use coupon WDM, and the M stands for Master 2020. You get $30 discount. You have to apply the code in the web shop, so it's not $59, but $29 per unit. You can order multiple units. You have a flat fee for shipping between $9.99 and $14.99, and yeah, it's limited. So there are only 1,000 units available for this price. After this, the price has to go up. So now it's time to visit the web shop, get rid of those cables. Thank you very much for joining us today, or when you watch the replay. So my name is Thomas, and we are CME. Thank you very much for joining us today.